This video it obtained through a Freedom of Information Act request.
So somebody better come let me out right now and take these shackles off these lily white hands.
The arrest happened on May 15th after McLeod was found wearing only underwear and shoes, and according to a police report, quote, yelling at the top of his lungs.
William, can I talk to you?
That's gonna give you some grace.
Tonight, a Democratic candidate for governor in South Carolina getting his airtime via police dashcam video. Personal injury attorney William Mullins McLeod heard loud and clear.
Oh!
This video of him shirtless in the back seat of a Charleston police cruiser is circulating online.
Well, let me tell you something. When I'm governor!
On Monday, McLeod announced his run for office.
And I'm running for governor for the reason that people should run for higher office. I have something to say.
On Tuesday, South Carolina's The Post and Courier newspaper published this video it obtained through a Freedom of Information Act request.
So somebody better come let me out right now and take these shackles off these lily white hands.
The arrest happened on May 15th after McLeod was found wearing only underwear and shoes, and according to a police report, quote, yelling at the top of his lungs.
All right, sir, obviously you're having a bad night. Put it up full mass here. We have a long and involved story. Running for governor and literally said, when I become governor, I'm going to. Okay. Male carried attorney shouts racial slurs during an arrest and much more. So that is Mr. William Mullins McLeod, and he wants to represent you. He's running as a Democrat. His campaign is to become the next governor of South Carolina. He once represented victims of a racist shooting at a historic Black church. Later, in the back of the police vehicle, he yelled the N-word, as we had to bleep out. So attorney McLeod's national reputation swelled under or after he represented the families of 3 victims at Emmanuel AME Church who were murdered by a white supremacist, Dylan Roof, in 2015. We remember that story. He also litigated the lawsuits brought by the families and survivors of the shooting that led to a historic $88 million settlement with the federal government, which was one of the most substantial civil rights settlements in the U.S. Now, obviously, there's going to be a significant connection between his legal advocacy and his, let's just say, bias, because a lot of his legal advocacy is connected to being adverse to racial bias. But I'll remind everyone, he's an attorney and they do get paid. So it's not as if he's some, volunteer. He's getting paid, okay? So McLeod also represented the family of a man who died in October 2019 after he was restrained by police officers in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and injected with ketamine by the county paramedics. Charleston County paid $1.1 million to settle the case after Mount Pleasant settled the wrongful death claims for $3 million. Okay, so the guy is not cash-strapped himself, but something happened. I'm taking you to 9:30 p.m., May 14th. Charleston police officers found the 53-year-old attorney randomly sitting on the sidewalk in just his underwear and shoes and yelling at the top of his lungs. He was quickly detained on a disorderly conduct charge. Okay, now I want to say this. What you do with your personal life is your decision, all right? You do that in some parts of the country, you'll be celebrated. You want to have a good time, let loose, make sure nobody judges you, that's on you. When you do it in a residential community or close by, you are now impacting the livelihood of other people, children included, okay? So in the dash cam video, this is after he's detained, and rightfully so. In the dash cam video obtained by the Post Courier and TMZ, Attorney McLeod refuses to tell the cops his real name, saying they can identify him as human or superhuman. Sir, 10 years ago, you and I would have been buddies. What in the hell are you on, sir? Human or superhuman? Can we put the picture back up, full mass? Sir, I stopped drinking 10 years ago. I haven't had a drink in 10 years because I didn't want to become like that one day. And if you got a problem, there is no shame in being authentically honest about it and getting the help you need. It is not an embarrassment to say, I need help. But when you find yourself in a situation like that, you probably should consider the notion. All right, so on the drive to jail, he shouts, quote, McLeod for governor. Can we go back to the picture? I understand, sir, you believe in yourself. And I commend you for that. In whatever situation, you're in, you believe in yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's when they realized your name, though, sir. You said McLeod for governor after refusing to give you information. If you would have withheld that remained a John Doe, this thing may have blown over. I don't know. All right, so he yells McLeod for governor. He's having a good time. Followed by a series of racial slurs, insults aimed at current and former politicians. He mentions current South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster, former Governor Nikki Haley, U.S. Representative Nancy Mace, President Donald Trump, and former President Barack Obama, ironically. And former South Carolina lawmaker, CNN commentator Bakari Sellers, who happens to be an attorney. He's a colleague of yours, sir. All right, but he reserves the more and the most derogatory remark for GOP political figures like Trump, who he calls a racist A. He also calls Nikki Haley and Nancy Mace the B word multiple times. He also is heard using the N word, calling a man my effing N word. Okay. He's either human or superhuman according to his own proclamation. And in the police report, arresting officers noticed that his eyes were, quote, extremely bloodshot and highly dilated, and he was sweating profusely. Symptoms that are consistent with drug use, according to the report. It's unclear if he received a drug test or not. There's more footage captured the rest of his time in the patrol car. Here it is.
If this is going where I think it could be heading, I think I just figured out the President of the United States is my cousin. Okay, so trust me, at this point, nothing is crazier than you and me either being related or you being not guilty. Okay, that's just the way my brain has been trained. Either you and me are related or you're not guilty. That's the only way to get from me in this ass police car.
You folks, why you stupid? Okay? At this point in the story, why you thought he was on the moon and Andrew Chisholm was well, guess what? When I'm done, Andrew Chisholm, is gonna be on the moon. And Elon, I don't have to go any further. You ain't getting the Mars, you dumb. You know why? I don't know how many people are throwing out loud. I don't ever want $1 billion. Because you know what? If I had $1 billion, my stupid would try to do something like going to the moon.
I think that's cocaine logic. So I think you need to talk to your supplier. I think something happened here. All right. I wish you the best. Hope everything works out for you. And, if you need help, get it. Elliot, thoughts here?
I mean, he's got my vote. No, I often, one of the one of the many criticisms I often have of the Democratic Party is that I have a theory that they love to lose elections, but this guy I think is taking it to just a whole new level. I mean, I think the Democrats typically are more subtle in the ways that they try to lose elections. This guy is going straight for the bottom. I'm wondering if Mel Gibson is his campaign manager. I don't know. I'm getting flashbacks of that whole debacle from years ago. Yep. I'm wondering, if he's just in his underwear and his shoes, what order did he put those on in? Because that could have been painful for him. Maybe that upset him. Jokes aside, I do hope he gets the help that he needs. But at the same time, I mean, you got to be somewhat entertained by just the idea of saying, hey, I might be cousins with the president. I don't know why. That's going to stick in my head, and I'll probably have dreams of it tonight.
Yeah, and something about going to the moon as well.
Yes, exactly.